My name is Comrade Bush. I am the chairperson of Luo Youth Council. Of course, this visit is one of historical significance because the tradition of visiting or paying homage to mausoleums and statues that are dedicated to historical figures is deeply entrenched in the Luo culture. And it reflects, historically, it reflects spiritual consonance between two historical figures. Here in this case, Professor Fred Ogola, who has made this visit, and the late Tom Joseph Mboya, who today lies here abandoned by the state, and his family that has been denied justice for so many years. It also reflects an intergenerational bond between the generation that was led by the late Thomas Mboya and the current generation that is now led by emerging leaders like Professor Fred Ogola. It also represents spiritual transcendence, and it accords spiritual invincibility to the leaders of the modern era so that they can undertake very difficult tasks that lie on their shoulders. Like this visit was prescribed by the Council of Elders. The chairperson of the Council of Elders is called Kir, the 8th Kir, prescribed that Professor Fred Ogola makes this visit so that he acquires the necessary spiritual invincibility so that he can undertake the most difficult tasks on behalf of the Luo community, like those that he was assigned lately when he made this last appearance before the council, like addressing the historical injustices that have bedeviled the community, like the Migingo Island dispute, the conflicts in Sondu, and so many other historical grievances that the community is bedeviled by. And number two, I also want to say that it is very important that as a country, we honor our heroes. We must honor our heroes. By honoring our heroes, we mean not just giving them the small token that is delivered there on a monthly basis, which is a paltry 1,000, which is an insult to the family. We must give these people not only justice, but we must give them a way of earning livelihood, because this entire family depended on the late Mboya because he was well educated. They used resources to educate him. Then the state assassinated him and denied the family justice for all these years. So as a country, we must get serious, not only to deliver justice to our heroes, but we must also ensure that we take care of their livelihood once they are gone, of their families once they are gone. Number three, we have also noticed a lot of similarities in Professor Fred Ogola and the late Tom Joseph Mboya, because both of them have economic background. Both of them support student airlifts so that we can acquire knowledge, so that our countries run based on knowledge-based models. And we have also looked at the paper that Tom Mboya published, the sessional paper number 10 on African socialism and economic planning in Kenya. And there are a lot of similarities in the content therein and the Solomonic Economic Wisdom book that was published authored by Professor Fred Ogola. So these similarities only point to the fact that since 1969 to date, the loss of Tom Mboya from a political perspective was a big loss to the Luo community. But what was even more catastrophic was the fact that his vision, his development vision, was equally assassinated. For the last 4 decades, the politics that took over after the death of Tom Mboya was one of mediocrity, lunacy, and politics that was not based on the vision of development that was championed by Tom Mboya. But thanks to the emergence of leaders like Professor Fred Ogola, we believe that the vision of development that was championed by the late Thomas Mboya will get mainstream not only in the Luo community, but it will take precedence over the politics of mediocrity, lunacy, and politics of sycophancy and hero worship that currently dominates the political arena here in Kenya. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Philip Ogola. I'm the brother to Professor Fred Ogola. I'm just behind him because I know his visions. He's a man of words, his words. When he means something, he means it. Since even when we were growing up, I knew him as a fighter. So I know his vision. God will help him to reach him, and he also has farms. Since he's following up the rights of the human rights, and since his activities, when I compare with his life late when we were young, he was fighting for the right of people, and he was perfect on whatever he was doing. He was really having that vision, and he meant his words. Always he followed. So I'm trying to follow him because I believe in him. Whatever he meant, he could do it when he was young. So he also used to be a fighter. He was fighting like he was a wrestler, and when he went for this wrestling, he has to win. When you win him, he will come back with another strategy. And I know as he's fighting for the rights of human being, if you are maybe fighting with him or holding horns with him, I think you just be prepared because he mean to win. So I'm behind him. Like long time ago, when people are fighting, following the lions, we could put a brother and a brother to follow, because a brother will not run away when the lion hold your brother. So I'm also behind him. Like whatever he is going through, we are going to grow with him. Thank you very much.
Before you, because our hypothesis, we've realized that you are the second, is now the one following you, meaning that you are able to see him growing up. And our hypothesis makes him, finds that Ogola professor is somebody who is always, people knew him as Mr. Perfect. Could you please just explain to us, just in brief, about Professor Ogola when he was young, when you were growing as small children?
Yeah. About perfectness of him, the way I see him even now, whatever he do it in the right way, in the perfect way.
Yes.
That nobody will comment.
Yes.
He like doing his thing perfect. If this he fight perfectly. That you'll never win him, and he has to come with his goals. I've never seen him won, but if you win him, he has to come with another strategy to make sure he win. That's we name him Mr. Perfect. Thank you
Mr.
very much.
Yeah. And before you leave, my brother, I would also like to know, just because there are some similarities. I know there are many, but that there is one which has really caught my eye, because he is a professor. But if you look at his age, he's a professor. People call him a young professor, the same way they were calling Mboya to be even before reaching 40. He had made such achievements and made it to that level. Could I hear maybe your take of this similarity of doing things faster, the same way as Mboya achieved a lot when he was still young, and Ogola is now professor at this age? Kindly tell us something about that.
About that, on my view, when he was fighting like this wrestling I'm doing, for example, when he was young, he could not fear anybody, whether you are old, whether you are young, whether you look stronger, also energetic, or you have a big chest. Yes, he will approach you, and it makes sure he puts you down. With all means, he never wins, and I know he's going to win. In my belief, he's going to win whatever he achieves. So whether it costs him, whatever it costs him, he's going to win, and he has to win the case. He never regret or he never gave up. Very easy. So
as a family, some people are saying that Ogola should maybe think of how comes that he decided now to go for maybe the top seat and not any other position, maybe like the governor, the MP. Other people are asking about that. But you as a family, how do you see that situation? Shed some light to me as a family level.
For what maybe on that scenario, I've also thought of it. But what I know with him, when we want something, he will make it. He don't look at weakness and other things. Whatever somebody say, whatever you say, he aim for that. And for the outlook, you may say, he may not achieve. But with him, he's determined. and he has to achieve it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Singa, Ireland, where the mausoleum to the late Tom Mboya was laid to rest. And now I'm closer to the First Lady, to Professor Ogola's here with me, maybe to share with me the question of today. Yes, Madam, kindly tell me your name and why exactly are you here with Professor?
My name is Ahiri Machao, and as a person of very few words, I'm here to support a man with a vision, and hopefully that at some point it will get to where he wants it to reach. That's all I can say, yes.
Just slightly, others feel that maybe the professor should maybe think of maybe helping the country to other levels, maybe like the governor, the MP and others, about this presidency or the top seat. Could I hear your view as the second line?
What I believe is if someone has a passion to pursuing it, and as I know him, he's someone who goes for what he wants. So if it's the president's seat he wants, then there he goes. I'm behind him.
Thank you very much. That is part of the family. And
she knows also that, she knows that I go for what I want. And maybe I went for her because I wanted her.
Oh, yeah.
And by winning that one, maybe that's what she takes from the point that I go for what I want.